This is Graphing Equations in Slope-Intercept Form Part 2. Make sure you've studied all these things and memorized these. You need to know y equals mx plus b. You need to know what every part of that stands for. Make sure you know zero slope. Make sure you know undefined slope, positive slope, negative slope, all those things. Now let's look. Here I'm trying to write an equation in slope-intercept form with the given information, but now I have a word problem. So you might want to make a little extra note on the side for what this stuff means. Okay? The Dean knows no Spanish words. Dean is learning 7 words a week. Write an equation in slope-intercept form for this situation. Okay. You need, same thing, formula. I need slope, and I need y-intercept. So it can be helpful to know that there's 2 keys that can show you what is what. Slope is typically going to be 2 units. And a lot of times the word per is used. So that's here. In this case, it's words a week, or it could be words per week. He's learning 7 words per week, so it's y equals 7x. That's because when you want to know his total words, you're going to take 7 and multiply it by x, which is the number of weeks. And then my y-intercept. Your y-intercept is usually your starting point. Where did you start from? He started with no Spanish words. So that's plus 0. I don't need to write that, but just so you'll see. So always remember, if you have the 2 words, the 2 units, that's probably going to be your slope. Okay, now let's graph some lines. Okay, so we're going to graph all these lines here. And we might need to rearrange them. So we want to make sure it's in slope-intercept form. So I have a y equals something x something. So that's good. So first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to plot my y-intercept. So that's -3. Make sure you include the -3. So I go to -3 on the y-axis and put my point. Next thing I do is I look at my slope. My slope is 2. Since my slope is not a fraction, I will make it a fraction by putting it over 1. So remember, slope is rise over run. So from my original point, I rise 2, run 1, and make another point. And I can continue that pattern. Rise 2, run 1. 2, run 1. And there's your line. So that's number 7. Okay, for number 8, first thing I want to do is find your y-intercept. It's 6. So there's my first point. Next thing, I want to look at my slope. It's -4. It's not a fraction, so I'm going to put it in fraction form. It's -4 over 1. Also remember, you have a negative slope, so it should be going down as you look from left to right. So go back to my y-intercept. 1, 2, 3, 4 over 1. 1, 2, 3, 4 over 1. So there's my line for number 8. Now a common mistake on this is that when people see the -4, they will go down 4 and they'll go to the left. That's completely wrong. That will give you a positive slope. The negative only means I go down. I'm still going to go to the right. It's still a positive 1. Okay, let's look at number 9. Okay, number 9 looks like this. This is not slope-intercept form. It's actually standard form. So I cannot graph it until I get it to slope-intercept form. So I need this over here. So I had to subtract 3x on both sides, so I can move that over to the other side. And I have 2y. So I don't want 2y, I want y. Okay, so now I have my formula. When you're dealing with the slope, it's usually a good idea to leave it as a fraction. Okay, so if it's an improper fraction, that's fine. That will be easy to work with. So first, y-intercept, plus 3. Right there. Slope, it's already a fraction, so it's negative 3, so down 3, positive 2 to the right 2. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2. 1, 2, 3. So there we go. And I can make some more points the other way if I want to. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2. So there's number 9. The last two are ones that I hope you have memorized already, and you know how to do those really without thinking. Number 10, it has y equals 2. There's no x. So that means there's no slope. It's a zero slope. So that means it's going to be a horizontal line crossing the y-axis where y equals 2. So it looks like that. It has no slope. It doesn't go up or down. It's flat. And number 11, it has an x, no y. This is going to be an undefined slope. So it's going to be a vertical line. It's going to cross where x is equal to negative 4. Commonly missed ones. People forget that this is a zero slope. People forget that this is undefined. They don't make sure that they rearrange this first. You have to solve for y first. And on negative slopes, they go down and to the left. Make sure you go down and to the right. Rewatch this if you have any questions. Take the Edmodo quiz.